Here. Alright. I have nowhere to put this.
We are going to take as many things as we can, and we'll drop them off, and then we'll distribute them all day tomorrow, and then we'll camp out and do it again tomorrow for the following day. Okay? And we'll see each other again later. Tonight. I'll see you tonight. Okay?
In the mountains.
Ba-ba-ba. Love you.
Yeah, it is the sunrise.
So are we going to go home right now?
Yeah. Good morning, friends. So I figured I would give you a little glimpse into our lives here in North Carolina. So this morning, Shauna left with Black Cat Ranch to take a load of hay up to a place in the mountains, Nebo, I think is where they're heading right now. And I've got to get work done at home, and then I'm loading up a trailer load of warm clothes and toys, things that people have said they've needed. It's about to get real cold up in the mountains. It's getting chilly even here in North Carolina. So warm clothes is a big need in the mountains. Anyway, one of the things that we've been trying to figure out is where we could help people out, where the needs are. So Shauna and I are going to work our way into kind of the northern region of where the floods were, where there seems to be a little less focus, and find ways that we can help out there. As we've packed our trailer full of supplies, and we're gonna head up, and first thing we got to do is get rid of all those supplies, because we're going to actually camp out of the Meet My Neighbor trailer while we're up there. We've got all of our gear in there, and then we're going to figure out where we can be useful. So tonight we landed in West Jefferson. We had a trailer load of warm clothes and blankets for those who need them. And you know, our goal is more or less to try and plug into the community and figure out where there are still needs that people may have. So we had met up with some folks who run a missionary, and they offered us a place to stay for tonight. So that is good because we'll be able to chat with them a little bit, figure out where certain needs are. Our plan tomorrow is to work with the missionary on delivering food boxes. They deliver food boxes throughout several counties here. Our GPS did freeze on the way out here, and we ended up going much further north than we had anticipated. And I will say that the roads up to the road 421 north of Boone, you could see where there was a lot of damage there. There's still a lot of recovery efforts for folks that are just before you get to the Tennessee border. It can be, well, it looks like there was a lot of washout and damage there. So definitely a lot of things going on up here, but there's a lot of people, a lot of help, a lot of donations of items. The big thing is, you know, okay, we've gotten past that step. People are getting supplies, but what's it going to take to help rebuild these communities? And that's why we wanted to come up here in person, was to figure out, you know, what's the best way to really plug in and make sure that any efforts that we put towards this are going to the right places. Okay, so this morning we're going to be meeting up with a caravan to move some food. So we got to go pick up our trailer, and then we'll hop in and help get some supplies and move it.
Virginia for sending all this provision. We have generators, we have diapers, we have propane tanks. I'm sure there is some protein in there. All these guys came, got up in the morning, 6 a.m. and have been driving all the way. Thank you so much for being here and supporting us. And Mountain Strong. Hi, I'm Catherine Steele Massey. Most people know me as Catherine Steele. Anyway, I am one of the founders of Musicians Mission of Mercy, and we have the Compassionate Commissary Program out of this location at 20 East Ash Street in West Jefferson, North Carolina. We have the actual infrastructure to get out to the routes of the people that we're serving, because we do it on a regular weekly basis. So field teams have been coming in all week. That would be a person saying, send me out to take relief. So we have had over 85 field teams go out in the last 10 days. Some of them without these organized lists, because it took me a few days to get the critical thinking skills going. But we are so grateful for all of the field teams. So what they're doing is they're going out and they're visiting all the families that have been affected that we can get to. And they are getting the names, of course, phone numbers, the contact information, how many people are in the family, what the sizes of the people in the family, the children, and shoes for shoes, clothing, everything. Assessing whether they have animals, dogs, cats, if they have proper water, food bowls, if they have proper flea tick medication, if they have horses, if they need their fences mended, and we take out the supplies they need as soon as possible, usually sometimes turn around the same day. Our whole organization was founded to serve the mountain people, who I call American treasures. These are musicians, storytellers, weavers, potters. They make soap, they do all these things, and they take care of their own. So we go to places And they're like, no, we're good. We don't need anything. And so I say, please, can I leave these supplies with you so you can get them to your neighbor? Oh yeah, we'll do that. So we have made field teams out of the field teams. Out of the field teams, it's kind of going exponentially. So yesterday I was on the backside of Little Horse Creek. It's probably where I was way past Little Horse Creek. And two women were coming behind us. I had 4 side-by-sides and 2 trucks from Beckley, West Virginia, following me all through there. And she was trying to pass us to get somewhere. And I just pulled over and I walked back. I'm like, hey, honey, do you need anything? She goes, no, we're good. We've been out. They just opened up the road. We just got out. I said, can I just give you some supplies for your neighbors? She goes, oh, yeah. That'd be great. So we filled up her Subaru with water and food products, our food boxes that we give out on a regular basis, the compassionate commissary boxes. And I said, wait a minute. And I went to my truck and got toiletry bags with all kinds of beautiful things. And you would think she'd won the lottery. So everything is needed, from blankets to toiletries to shelf-stable food products, because we crank out normally 30 to 40,000 meals per month into boxes from here normally. I haven't even calculated how much food has gone out yet, but we will over the weekend because I have to take Saturday and Sunday off just to survive. But I just want to let you know that this part of the country is resilient, strong, and loving, and all they want to do is take care of their neighbor. They don't care about themselves. We are one of so many right now doing rapid response, but when everybody leaves, we will still be here doing this on a daily basis here in West Jefferson to 8 counties. So thank you so much for the support and the love and the prayers and all you're doing. And if you've sent support and supplies, thank you. I don't know if I'll ever get to all the thank you notes, but this is my heartfelt thank you to all of you. We love you, we needed you, and you showed up. Thank you.
Stop it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right now we are at Shatley Farm. Shatley is a Christmas tree farm company, one of the larger ones in North Carolina. So if you buy a North Carolina Christmas tree, probably could come from Shatley Farms. Anyway, we are unloading a bunch of pallets of supplies and donations, brand new things like generators, cook stoves, propane, food, shovels, anything you can think of, and storing it in the warehouses here. And then we'll be heading out to the airport to be picking up some more food here in a few minutes.
I want to thank Wes Phillips and Brad out at the Jefferson Airport. So many people didn't know there was an airport there, but there is. And I'm very familiar because during COVID, Operation Blessing, my partner for 24 years, brought in two big 53-foot tractor trailers per month, and we had to stop the air traffic so they could go across the tarmac and down into the hangar that Van Noy so graciously let us use. So that hangar is not that far down anymore. It's just right as you get to the gate. Anyway, we became part of Operation Airdrop. And I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm very grateful that it did. So we have had all kinds of different supplies dropped on planes, but they started having to turn it away, I'm guessing because all of the different people that were flying their own helicopters and airplanes, it became pretty difficult for air traffic. So when some of these planes were turned around, they went back to their destination or where they came from, and they loaded everything up in their trucks and their trailers and they drove them down. So that's amazing to have everybody with Operation Airdrop to be part of our network now. So we're all on one big team. Thank you all. Thank you all the veterans of every branch of service that have shown up to help us. We're so grateful. I'm a Marine mom, and hoorah, and I just want to let you know that your efforts have been beyond supernatural to see what's going on. Speaking of supernatural, when I was out in the field yesterday, when I passed over bridges that have been out and were rebuilt in 2 weeks, how's that happen? I have no idea. But I have to give shout outs to all the linemen that have come from all over the country to help us get our power grid back up. I want to give a shout out to all the first responders, to all the churches, to all the fire stations, to all the organizations and food organizations, the food trucks that have shown up to feed our people, not only in the field, but our volunteers, the people that have been affected. I want to thank you all for that. You have no idea the impact that you made on the lives of these people. When we show up, when they haven't had anybody there, we've got a hot meal. That's the first thing they see, and it's beautiful. And it's also very poignant to know that here in America, there could be such a terrible disaster, but when it happens here in the mountains and all over the country, wherever it happens, people come together and help their neighbors, cook for their neighbors, wash their clothes. It's the most beautiful thing. So I just want to thank all of you, Operation Airdrop. We are so grateful for you. And thank you again, Wes Phillips, Mike Shatley of Shatley Farms. There's so many people to thank, and I'm going to name them all on one big post when I get a few days to rest and I've got my thinking skills back. But right now, it's Catherine Steele from Musicians Mission of Mercy Hub at 20 East Ash Street, West Jefferson, North Carolina, where we are housing our Compassionate Commissary program, which every night, by the way, we leave out supplies for our neighbors to come. And we have people that live in the area, and they'll be walking by, and no one comes to do any looting. They're just getting 1 or 2 things. And that's the sweetest part of this county. People just, they don't want anything for free. They want to help. So if they come to get something, it's like, what can we help you first before we get our stuff? That's who we have in this community. So we love Ashe County. Mountain strong, Ashe County strong.
Load it? Let's do that then. Let's put them to work.
Slept on a Holiday Inn last night. I can get it in. But the question is, this might end up everywhere.
Yeah, we can just have, he said he's got some young kiddos who can load it.
It's just water.
Just water. Just water, he says.
You can't stay outside for long though.
Yeah. Totally weighed down. Okay, so we just got done loading up our trailer full of water, taking it to the warehouse over at Shatley. And now we're awaiting our next orders of need. All right, buddy, go on. That's what.
He's looking at me. Excuse us, love.
So a lot of what we've been doing today is moving things from the airport to Shatley Farms, from Shatley Farms into town. And then, you know, from there, they've got a center where people can come and get things as they need it, but they also have an entire workforce of volunteers that know how to get these materials and donated items out to the people who actually need them. So, you know, a lot of these people don't have a whole lot of good things to say about FEMA, but if you compare what they're doing compared to what the government does, they're all volunteers, they're all from the community, they all know where this stuff needs to go and who needs to get it. So it's a very well-oiled machine when you look at what, you know, volunteerism can actually do. All right, guys, so that was our experience out there helping out for a few days. We do plan on going back up. Like I said, these rebuilding efforts, they take a lot of time, and every time we go up there, we have to be prepared to volunteer in different ways. This time they could use our trailer, and that's what we were able to provide. And again, a lot of what we saw up there are the efforts of the state the efforts of the DOT, the efforts of private citizens, first responders, fire stations. I mean, these people are putting in a lot of work and effort into these small towns. I will say, I'm going to put a couple links down below. The town that you're going to see images of here was completely flooded. It's called Lansing, North Carolina. They have their own GoFundMe. I think a young lady at a restaurant said, well, they've raised $30,000. And I was thinking, they're going to have to raise a heck of a lot more than $30,000. But I'll put some links that go specifically to some of these organizations and their relief efforts down below so you can check out what they're doing. I mentioned we were going to do some of our own relief efforts through a nonprofit. Something that we have been working on with some other ag groups here, including Black Hat Ranch in Goldston and really throughout North Carolina, is we've been putting together an auction. I'll give you more details on that. And the beneficiaries of this auction will be farmers, people who are involved in agriculture that have been impacted up in these areas. So stay tuned for more details of that as we put it together. In the meantime, we do have expenses putting this stuff together and going up there, trying to figure out ways to plug in. We in order for us to be impactful, we have to go out there and actually find the people that we can help. So it's a lot of effort, a lot of expense, but it's worth it at the end of the day, because this is what makes us Americans, helping out others, standing together when things fall apart, and rebuilding and putting it back together. I mean, it's one of the greatest things about this country.